Oh, this is going to be fun with no microphone. I missed you last week. Did you miss me? We have like 60 less people. It's cool. You can kind of breathe, sort of. All right. The attendance forms are coming out. Don't worry, I can't get back there. I'd have to crawl over them. You're safe. What we're going to do, maybe, we're going to talk kind of about design as a mindset. We're going to finish the activity. Did you bring your wallets? Yes. Awesome. Are you sitting with your partner? Yes. All right. If you're sitting with the person, that's great, because now you can finish the activity. If you're not, that looks good. I didn't have lunch. I didn't have lunch or breakfast. If you're not, grab somebody around. What am I supposed to say? Oh! On EPICS course side. So this is beginning of week 4. Right? Wow, semester's flying by. We're a quarter of the way through the semester. 25% of your grade is already set in stone. Sorry. All right. All right. What you all should be doing in lab, at this point in the semester, you should have a good idea of what you're doing for the rest of the semester. Our goal is by week 4, you've got a semester plans are due in lab. That semester plan is for the team, but you as individuals should know what you're doing as part of the team. If you don't, talk to your design lead, your project. I know people are making faces like, yeah, you're not the only one. You also should have some evidence of what you've done so far. So the grading piece that we use is called an individual evaluation rubric. Doing a draft of that, of just say, wow, if I was getting graded this week, what would I put down? Those of you in the 133 class, you could say, oh, reflections. Yeah, those stupid professors make me do them each week. We have them. Now I'm glad in this other class that we have. But there should be some work that you've done, some progress that you've made. Okay? I like to think of the documentation in terms of, are we busy? So there should be documented evidence that you're working every week, in lab and outside. Those should be notes, sketches, something else. That you're following a process. So as you go through, you're talking about the design process, and we're talking about that more this week. That you're being thoughtful in what you're doing. Those are the reflections. That you're going to, oh good, didn't sit in my escape route. It's okay, I can walk through. And the other thing is you should be getting some things done. Like, are we making progress to get the project completed? Okay, does that make sense? If you're webmasters, get the websites up. I don't know if you've heard, but there are companies on campus. Industrial Roundtable, I saw a couple of your classmates, they went to the PESC, like the Industrial Roundtable for freshmen that said, you're screwed. Yep. Nobody wants you. Honestly, a lot of them tell you that. It's like, yeah, well, there's 2,000 of you. We don't want you. But if we tell you we don't want you, only 200 of you show up, and they're the really ambitious ones that we want to talk to anyway. So don't let that discourage you if you're a first-year student. If you're a senior, good luck. Good luck. Mom and Dad don't want you to move home, okay? All right. Wait, what was I going to do? All right, the last piece of the handout that we gave you has this sheet that hopefully you have. We're going to give you a few minutes to share it. Now, if you're not with your partner or whatever, figure out with the people around you. We're going to give you about We're going to give you 8 minutes total. Shh, wait, we're going to give you 8 minutes total. So if you're in a group of like 3 or 4, you're going to have to divide it up. I will tell you when we're at 4 minutes, okay? All right, go. Share your feedback.
And open it again, it would work.
No, it did it the same.
I had just transferred into the class. This is my first class. I transferred in after the first week.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Did you view
I missed the second week too.
Did you view the makeup lectures?
No, I didn't know there was one.
Ah, there are. So you can make those up.
Okay.
Well,
Do I have to submit
it's fine.
anything? Or do I just have to watch it?
You have to watch it and then you submit something afterwards on what you
Okay,
learned.
like a quiz or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay? If you look at the website, see where it says makeup lectures?
Okay.
You go to that and there's a YouTube channel where they're posted.
And then do all the stuff, the other links.
Yeah, and then this is the, you get on my Epic, okay?
The microphone doesn't work? The microphone doesn't work?
Yeah, it works into the camera.
Oh.
Like they're picking up what we're saying right now. See, this is weird because it's here. See, this is what I don't get. See, it looks like it's presenting. It's pushing it to something. I don't know what it's pushing it to.
You just need to work on the display. So, can I just?
Sure. Oh, it thinks it's a second monitor, I bet.
Yeah, true.
Because watch, when I go to slideshow and I go from here, what did you do?
So PC Extend is the second monitor.
Oh, jeez. You're brilliant. Okay. Why didn't I do it for the second one? Oh, that's so weird. Okay, that one does it. Maybe it's set up to show the two monitors. Halfway through! Halfway through, so make sure you switched. That's fine. Whatever. Whoa. Okay. Now I don't get it.
That's so weird.
Why? When we end class, we call, well, no, they won't be there. Oh, that's bizarre. Is it frozen or something? What the heck?
Doesn't make sense.
Whoa! I have no idea. It works this way. Ooh, you got money in yours.
Make sure that for the next session we have
It reflects it better. It makes it
How are you?
There are no empty seats in there. I could stand on the tables like I did last time, but that looks kind of... All right, what did we... Shh. Wait, they got quiet when I did this before. Let's see if it works again. It worked. You all got quiet. Sorry. So what did we learn? What? Design's difficult? How did the product that you produced at the end of this compare with the first thing you designed when we started? Because the mission was the same. Were they different? One of the things that's really hard as designers is to go, okay, I got to design it for somebody else. You just don't understand why my idea is brilliant. Or you're doing it wrong. You want the wrong thing. The market really is, the opportunity is to say, how do you take somebody else's perspective? This activity, I had some people go, oh, well, yeah, this is kind of like a freshman activity. The activity you just went through was designed for practicing engineers, professionals, to get a perspective on how do I get the perspective of others. Developed over by Stanford. We use it in a lot of different kinds of workshops. It can be used at a lot of different ages and levels. But the idea is, how do I start to think of how I get somebody else's perspective, and how do I take that into our design? How does this kind of activity fit into an EPICS project? Or we just wanted to waste your time for a week? Don't answer that. That's not an option. That was the wrong answer.
We have to make something for our target audience.
Yeah, how many of you, when you think of your partner, I want to get out of here because I want to move a little. We'll see. I've never broke my leg yet. Out of here. Yeah, always a first. And it'd be captured on film if I did and show up on YouTube, I'm sure. How many, when you think of your community partner, your project partner, would you say, wow, our partner, when I think of them as just like me, out of the same type of group, same type of people? How many of you would say they're different? Yeah. It's one of the things I love about putting you in the EPICS environment. It's like, wow, we're doing something. You know, we have one team that I'm working with that's doing stuff for farmers in a mountainous area of India. Nobody's even been to that part of the world. Like, oh, okay, how do we figure out what they need, what they could use? As you said, it's a hard thing. How do I get information? So what kind of information do I want to get? When you get into the design, it is human nature. It is natural to go, we got an idea. I'm done. Here's my idea for my understanding. What the people know when they look at designers out in the professional world, expert designers, is they keep pushing to go, okay, I need to understand, here's this idea, we're starting to formulate it. How are our users going to look at this? Can I get that perspective? Can I get information from users to go in and taking their design, and this is a hard thing, here's my idea, and immediately when you all got introduced to the problem, something came into your head, like, oh, here might be an idea, and here's my idea for my design, and it's precious, and I love it. And I want to convince everybody it's the best. But can I take it and can I set it aside and go, okay, I need to get other information. My idea is still there, but I'm going to evaluate it with other things kind of objectively. That's a hard thing to do. The reason the Stanford folks out of the D school, they call it, come up with these things is that's how innovation occurs in industry. I'm so excited about the opportunities you all have because you have the opportunity to work anywhere in the world, to design things that can be used anywhere in the world. I'm terrified for you all because you're going to have competitors from all over the world. You have many more people that are going to, and they're all looking at the same kinds of problems. The key is for you to say, how do I make sure our idea is the right one? And if you've got information from the users and taken a perspective of them and to say this design actually fits their need, that's the thing that they're going to buy. That's going to make you globally competitive. That is what we call a high value added skill. It's a high functioning design skill. There are people that think you need to be out and practicing to get that. And I said, you haven't seen our students. It's the opportunity that you've got in the EPICS environment if you take advantage of it. Okay? You've got the opportunity to take advantage of things and to develop skills people out in industry several years will get. Human-centered design is one of the core things that we do, except for those of you in the zoo team, and then it's like animal-centered design, okay? That was a little joke. But part of it's a mindset that as we're developing something to think of, I need to think of our users, people who are going to use this as sources of information. There are a lot of ways. The presentation mode is not working, and it's bugging me. Like, that stuff shouldn't be there. Whoa! And then I just went back to the first slide. Why did it do that? Hate PowerPoint. Okay. When we look at stuff, what we're going to do, there are different ways to graphically represent design in different ways. Ask, imagine, plan, create, improve, trying to get to a goal. One of the things I like to think of it as kind of a spiral. We're going to talk about our design process, and you see it on your wall. You've already seen it in the EPICS labs, right? This like circle. The circle often ends up being kind of like a spiral that you go through, that you get information, and I might have to go back and I may have to redefine my problem a little bit. But it doesn't mean you have to redo everything. In these spirals, as we go through and we learn things, so as you think about it as you advance, your users, how many times did you talk to your partners in the wallet activity? I don't know, I forgot, it was so long ago. We did an initial interview, we did an in-depth interview, then you came up with your sketches, and then you talked to them again, and then you just talked to them, right? So many design, it's like, I checked, we got our partner feedback. Check, now we don't have to talk to them again. Okay? What you're looking at is you're trying to check with them at every set. There's mindsets too. This came out of Stanford. So some of these mindsets, like when I think of a designer, it's not something that I can follow a magic cookbook. Some of these are things I have to think about. Focus on people, their values. Empathy is a key thing. Can I understand what they're doing? Show, don't tell. Did you notice how you got more explicit feedback, like showing them, here are our 5 ideas, here's my physical thing? Same thing. Did you? No, I just like, I know. Some of you are like, hey, he's too far away. I can start calling on people. I've taught in these classrooms. Yeah, I don't know your names, but I can go, oh, this, whatever. But if you take something to show them, like, you know, we were coming up with this idea, we heard your need, we're just brainstorming a little bit. These aren't the final solutions, but these were some of the things. So we thought maybe, you know, whatever is going to be about this size. A lot of times you can get information. We had a team that delivered something, and the person that there was going to use it picked it up, and as soon as they picked it up like this, the whole team went, we're going to have to take it back. Any idea why? They picked it up with their left hand. Who knew? Everybody in the team was right-handed. We designed a thing to operate right-handed. Like, the thumb button's on the wrong side. Who knew? Well, if you had just given them anything, like talk about how something's going to work. We had a team that I worked with a school, designed something, beautiful project. Teacher loved it. Kids loved it. Worked great, repeatable, was safe, had all the documentation with it, remarkably. Okay? We got done. Teacher said, you're going to have to take it with you. We're like, you didn't like it? Oh, I loved it. Kids didn't like it? No. Kids liked it. Was there something wrong with it? No, it worked great. What's wrong? Won't fit in my storage cabinet. Like, that wasn't on your list. It wasn't. Whose fault was that? Obviously the teacher's, right? I was like, so we could have taken like a box over and just talk about what you would use. You know, here's the thing. Okay, now that I see it, okay, when you're done with it, what would you do? Well, I'd put it over here. And they're like, oh. There's a classic thing. It wasn't one of our teams. Well, actually, it wasn't one of my team. You know, the thing, it's like, if you're going to deliver the thing, will it fit through the door it has to go through? Another university out in California, they did this beautiful thing at the zoo. It worked great. They delivered it, and we glued it all together. And the raptors, the birds, would have had a great thing if it had fit through the door. But they had to take it back. So sometimes you'll get information that they did not give you with that. Okay? Embracing experimentation. Hey, we got one idea. That's great. Let's try something else. Let's see if we can get it to work ourselves. It is okay to use your budget to buy sample stuff. I know you all are you all have a budget, and don't go crazy with them, okay? We want you designing things affordably. But I know as an undergraduate student, you think in terms of pizzas and 6-packs of whatever, okay? So like $10 is a big thing. It's like, wow, that's a pizza in here. If you got to spend $20 or $40 to go get stuff and put it together in the lab and try to see, do that. Don't spend a few weeks trying to overthink it. The more you can play with things and learn, the better that you're going to be. Being mindful of the process. So as we go through, we are doing these things intentionally, trying to narrow down the ideas. Action. How many of you are using PHYS in your teams? How many of you are proud of using PHYS? A lot of them are like, yeah, we are. I'm not going to call on you, okay? I see a lot of hand. Right? There's progress, right? What's the I? Issues. This is what we got. It was hard, so we stopped. Action. Well, it stopped this, so we weren't sure what to do, so this is what we did instead. Awesome. Purdue graduates are known all over the world for people of action. Okay? Come in and like, well, this stopped here, so we went off in this direction. Worst thing that's going to happen, it was a tangent. But hey, we had fun and we didn't kill anybody. Okay? Radically collaborating with each other. You all are in the most diverse class of its type in the university. Drives the registrar nuts with that, and you want to enjoy that. Now, somebody said design is hard. It is. It is one of people that study different activities that we can do. Design is one of the intellectually hardest, and you get college credit for it. Yay! And we're okay. A big part is we have to manage a lot of different things. We don't expect you're going to instantly become an expert in it. One of the nice things with EPICS, it provides an environment where we can learn, sometimes by our mistakes. A designer, a big part is we have to manage a lot of ideas. A lot of times, the issues are, okay, what questions did I need to ask? I mean, I laugh now when the teacher said, we can't store it. I was not laughing then. Like our student, you should have thought of that. You should have told us. You're a bad advisor. It was ugly. But anyway. But what questions do I need to ask? You know, one of the things in my professional experience that I had, if I told you about the jet engine tools, I did? 133, not here. Okay, so some of you, one of the engine competitions we were in, the Air Force generals were, grilling us, and they asked somebody, it's like, well, how many tools does your engine need for maintenance? Like, it's a government project. I don't know, a whole bunch. You have unlimited money, who cares? I didn't say that, but we're thinking like, I don't know. They said, well, your competitor needs 12. It's like 12, 14, some stupidly small number. Why would you think of that? By the way, where would that information come from? Would it come from a pilot? General? Colonel? Some other senator, congressman, somebody important? Where would it come from? Mechanic. Might not even have a degree. My 133 class, we got in an argument. Oh, mechanics should have degrees, whatever. Okay. A lot of times the best information may come from people that you might not think are at the top